In this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know about uninsured motorist coverage, or coverage for short. First, I'll explain what exactly coverage is and how it's different from the mandatory bodily injury coverage that all policies must have. Next, I'll explain how coverage works. Then I'll show you how to check whether your existing policy actually includes coverage. Then we'll take a look at how much you can expect to pay in insurance premiums if you want to add coverage to your plan. And then finally, I'll show you an example of a actual insurance document that has uninsured motorist coverage on it, and we'll walk through what each portion of that means so that you can understand how to look for it, what to look for, and what it all means. But before we get into the video, a quick disclaimer: this video is not legal advice. If you have questions about uninsured motorist coverage or any other legal questions, talk to a lawyer in your state. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the first point. What exactly is uninsured motorist coverage? Well, coverage is a form of insurance that you can, but don't have to in most states, bundle with your auto insurance policy. Coverage exists because there are many drivers, unfortunately, out there on the road who are driving without any form of insurance. And so how does coverage work? Well, if you're involved in an accident with another driver who is not carrying insurance, and that uninsured driver caused the accident, your policy, your coverage, may cover the cost to repair or replace your vehicle that was damaged by the uninsured driver. Additionally, if you're injured in an accident caused by an uninsured driver, your coverage should pay for your medical bills, lost wages, and any other economic damages that you suffer as a result of that accident. Also, in some states, your coverage may apply to hit and run accidents where another driver has hit your car and then flees the scene of the wreck before you can get their information or even write down their license plate number. In such cases, the hit and run driver who fled the scene of the wreck would be considered uninsured for purposes of triggering that coverage. Now, keep in mind that the laws regarding underinsured motorist coverage vary from state to state. For example, in some states, you must actually identify by name the uninsured driver to trigger your own coverage. In other states, including Texas, you must actually prove that there was contact between the uninsured motorist driver and your vehicle. So, for example, if you are driving down the highway and an uninsured driver swerves into your lane and you swerve into a barrier to avoid that collision, then unless that vehicle that swerved into your lane actually made contact with your car, you cannot make an uninsured motorist claim, even though you had no fault in that wreck and the person who swerved into your lane was uninsured. So how can you find out whether your existing policy has coverage or not? Well, in Texas, coverage is automatically included in your auto insurance policy unless you specifically sign a document rejecting it. This is known as a rejection letter. Over the years, I've had a number of clients who actually had coverage and they did not realize it. They had no idea, in fact, that their policy included underinsured motorist coverage, uninsured motorist coverage. So if you're injured in an accident by an uninsured driver or a hit and run driver, you always want to check your own insurance policy to see if you have uninsured motorist coverage. Even if you are 100% sure that you don't, just out of an abundance of caution, make sure that you don't have it. Pull the policy document and actually look and see. You can get a copy of your declarations page, which has that information, by either calling your insurance agent and asking them to fax you a copy or email you a copy of your declarations page, or you can actually go online to your insurance provider's website if you have an account and then just download a document that is called the declarations page. If you call your insurance agent up and they tell you, hey, sorry, you don't have coverage, then ask for a signed rejection letter. The law in many states, including Texas, requires that in order for somebody to reject the underinsured motorist coverage, they have to actually sign a written document stating that they understand that they're rejecting this form of coverage. Otherwise, the coverage applies automatically. So if your insurance provider cannot provide you with a signed written document that states that you are waiving or you are rejecting that form of coverage, they must automatically apply it to your claim and you are in fact covered. Here is what a signed rejection letter looks like. I'll show you an example on the screen now. Take a look. This is what one company's rejection letter looks like. So if you want to add coverage to your existing auto policy, how much will that premium cost you and how much can you expect to pay? Well, your insurance premium, of course, like any premium, is going to depend on a number of factors, including the insurance provider that you're buying it from and the dollar amount of coverage limits that you actually want. The limits of your coverage will typically be the same dollar amount as your liability coverage that you are required to purchase when you have a car. That said, the insurance premium that you will pay if you buy coverage will be significantly lower than your liability insurance premium, and that is because it is used less frequently than your primary auto insurance. Now let's look at an example of a policy declarations page from Geico that has uninsured motorist coverage. As you can see, this is a 6-month policy. The 6-month premium for $500,000 in insurance coverage for bodily injuries caused by an uninsured motorist is $63.50, or about $10 per month. The 6-month premium for $25,000 in uninsured motorist property damage coverage is only $21.50 with a $250 deductible, or about $3.53 per month. So as you can see, it is relatively cheap to buy uninsured motorist coverage and add that onto your auto insurance policy. You should absolutely do it if you can afford it, because it can be a lifesaver down the road if you're ever hit by somebody who is driving without insurance and they injure you and you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills. This is what you get it for. This is what you need it for. So anyways, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a like. And of course, as always, thank you for watching.